really about the documentary that Rich put together, the God Frequency.
Right.
So I'm going to try to define it from a cult standpoint, the God frequency, and draw a line between the God frequency and the human frequency. Not to really down one or the other, say one is better, but to really acknowledge that they're two different things. So how to up your frequency to a God frequency, ultimately for all that economic prosperity and health and well-being and peace of mind and satisfaction and know thyself that we're trying to find, is really it's in your own thought process, that makes this the true reality. You know what I'm saying? We have this name for it, magic, but it's really unnecessary. Magic is nothing but you expressing in your own mind or own reflective of what you naturally are. You are abundance. Your mind created everything in existence, and your destiny, your origins, destiny, and where you could be right in this moment is abundance. But it's really about a frequency that puts you there. The frequency of what's going on in humanity and what Trump's doing is a human frequency. And you may be absolutely right about what you're saying, but the price you pay is more humanity for that. And ultimately, it's a choice you have. It's a personal choice. It's not a choice I can convince or sell somebody. It's a personal choice. If you chose to go beyond humanity, you're going to have to leave your ego, leave your argument, leave your perspective where it is. You can own and have your perspective, but you have to kind of not react at Trayvon Martin. And I know that sounds hard. You still can have the compassion in your heart, you get what I'm saying, for what you see another black boy. But if you react and act out anyway, you actually been sucked into why they do that. They put him on TV. There's a black boy getting killed constantly, but they put him and make him an issue because they know you will react that way. And just your reaction that way, no matter how intelligent you react, is still a human one at the end of the day, and that's what they want. What they don't want you to understand is about death and go, lucky Trayvon. No matter how he listens, your ego says that white Zimmerman, fat, nasty son of a bitch took him out, and we feel and of course I feel that way too. But me acting on it, even by wearing a black hood or eating Skittles, is actually me participating in the ritual that they created. And we get sucked into this. That's our mind control problem. We get sucked into it because we know we're right, but they're not looking for right or wrong. They're looking for your participation. So once you start to disassociate yourself from the emotional connection to these things, which are hard. These are your boys. These are your people. Once you do that, what you'll see is a different form of energy and power starts to come in you. And it's one that actually, you'll find that humanity is actually your bitch. We're following humanity and we'll go crazy. But once you change the God frequency, humanity was born out of it. So you kind of put your mother or your father on line, and then humanity follows. My ego, sure thing.
Now it's easy to say, but how do we deal with this as a people? Like, let's say there's another Trayvon Martin. How do we deal with it?
We don't deal with it as a people. We deal with it as an individual. So individually, you're going to have to make choices. Now, when this hits hard, you still feel your compassion. You have a heart of gold. But your expression of it, you're going to have to, and this is maybe a corny way of saying it, sort of suffer in a little bit of silence. But the silence is actually you no longer participating in the ritual that they put on TV for you to participate in. They're doing it so you feel as a people you must act, react, cry, yell, hit them with a stick. And they don't care if you're right or wrong. Yeah, they don't care if you're right or wrong. No, we got a little bit of time. They don't care if you're right or wrong. They just want your participation. So when we say as a people, then that's another way of saying mind control. See, they don't want us to be individuals, because when we become powerful as individuals, then collectively we could come together, because then we'll have something to add. When you think of them old towns, Black Wall Street and all the Rosewoods and all of that, every single person had a function. Everyone had a function, and then we were able to collectively come together and be a people. You get what I'm saying? We can't be a people with nothing to offer each other but emotional support and reactionary goddamn dialogue after. See, we saying when they kill a Trayvon Martin, you come into your Godhead, they won't fuck with the Trayvon Martin. You get what I'm saying? They won't fuck with the Trayvon Martin. They would know better because we don't have any power. That's why we could do it. So they could do shit and we act and say, we the people are suffering. What should the people do? No, as individuals, we're not going to do nothing but do our work and create a frequency on the planet where it's not conducive to that lifestyle of killing a Trayvon Martin or any one of us. They can touch us because we have no protection. Your magic is your protection. And we've been having our guards down trying to argue with these motherfucking Trumps. And we cried when fucking Obama won and cried when Trump won. Ain't nothing changed. We the same Negro. Our mind is the same. You get what I'm saying? Ain't nothing changed. We have to change here, and it's an individual. It's called know thyself, not know thy people. And when you know thyself is to know thy people. But our people ain't acting like ourselves. We're acting like a creation. Every solution that we've ever come up with is a reaction to what they doing. We're actually trying to win an economy that they created. That still makes you their bitch in my world. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to vote our way, a better way of voting. That shit is fucking, I don't know what to make of that. This is their system. As long as you participate in their nonsense, no matter how intelligent you approach it, you're still participating in their nonsense. And what if that's the goal? What if that's the goal? It's quite simple. Everything you ignore kind of goes away. We give them much more attention than they ever will deserve. We think we're insulting them by calling them the devil. We just gave them a history. So before they got to the planet 2,000 years ago, who the fuck was the devil then? You know what I'm saying? Who was the devil then? That's a general way of saying it. It's not even metaphysical. We went metaphysical in the devil. That's a polarity. It's not even a thing to talk about. But I get the concept. I'm not silly. Or when we saying who's the evil, and it was really done because white people black people hated the devil and loved Jesus. So for Elijah Muhammad to identify them as the devil, it first put them in a position of knowing who your first enemy was. It was a step one thing. So ultimately, I think as individuals, that's where we first need to start. Understanding first how your mind works, how mind control works, how your ego versus your subconscious versus your unconscious works, and how this, that, or the other thing will feed it. How you feed your humanity through your ego, how you feed your spirituality by subconscious programming. Your subconscious dictates your reality. And what you feed it repetitiously or through trauma, or through your acceptance of trauma, like Trayvon Martin, that's why they give it to you, and symbols actually program your reality. And we are not addressing I've been addressing these things, but we're not addressing the true things that change our reality. So when I started doing the repetitious programming of I'm God, I had a drum machine, I recorded myself saying I'm God. I used to sleep for hours. And then you see me on the earlier tapes, I'm God. I didn't even realize it because I programmed that reality. But see what that does, what that basic thing does, what it does is every time I read a book after that, I read it as a God. Every time I read a study, I read it as a God, because I program myself to say I'm a God. And this bypasses my thinking, my feelings, my opinions. This is the core programming. And trauma, they try to program you with trauma. See, Africans used to use trauma, rites of passage, cutting, tattooing, the initiations. They use trauma because they understood it programmed the psyche. And of course, we will no longer use trauma and symbols. And this is a world of symbols. It programs you. We're not even dealing with the basic of how to program ourselves with power. We're reacting to their power, and that's facts. No matter how eloquent we speak, we're still reacting to their power. To gain power is really a self thing. It's something you have to find internally. That's the darkness. There's no dark side. The darkness is that which dwells within. That's what's hidden within you. Enlightenment, which is what you're trying to see, is an aha moment between you and your own mind. Then you can share light.